Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my first ever declutter video. So I'm going to prop my camera up down on the floor and lay out all of my palettes and go through every single one of them and let you guys know what I'm keeping and what I am decluttering. I also swatched every single eyeshadow palette on my arm. It took me like 3 or 4 days to do all of it just because I didn't want to do it all at once because it was a lot of stuff going on my arm, a lot of glitter, a lot of pressed pigments, and my arm was getting really red, so I kind of had to break it up. Anyways, if you guys are interested in seeing my first declutter video, then just keep watching. Alright guys, let's go ahead and start off with this little Violet Voss palette. I got this in Ipsy or BoxyCharm, I can't remember. Here is what it looks like. Every single palette that I own has been swatched. So here is this one, and I am probably going to put swatch videos or pictures up, so that's why I'm leaving this gap over here. This one is pretty, but honestly, I don't ever use it apart from like when I first got it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in a declutter pile. Next, we have this Huda Beauty Nude Light. This is one of my absolute favorite palettes. I absolutely love the color story. I am a huge sucker for pinks and purples. This is just such a, what's the word? I can't think of the word, but like my go-to palette. I take this with me wherever I go. So this is definitely a keep. It's super dirty. Next, I have this Natasha Denona palette. I think it's called the Peak palette. This was a BoxyCharm exclusive palette. So because of that, I will completely be keeping this. Natasha Denona's formula is absolutely amazing. It's extremely pricey, so not something I would really go out and purchase. But because of the exclusivity, I will be keeping this. Next, I have these two e.l.f. bite-sized palettes. This one right here is in Rose Water. This is really pretty. I don't ever use it though, and I would much rather pass it along to a family member who would want to use it since I don't use it. I have chocolate on my hand. That's not poop, it's chocolate. Another e.l.f. bite-sized one is this little blue one. This one is pretty again, however, I don't use it. And this is in the Acai U. So this is, again, just going to be something I'm going to pass along to someone else. Next, we have my newest purchase, which is this Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde eyeshadow palette. This was my birthday present. I can't open this. Only used this a few times. You probably can't even tell because it's so brand new. But this is absolutely beautiful. It's so stunning. I love Huda Beauty's formula. It feels so buttery and creamy, and her shimmers are absolutely beautiful. So this I am definitely going to be keeping. Next, we have this from Lovecraft Beauty. This was in my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. Here's what we have. This is just a kind of cool tone, dark, vibey kind of thing. I liked it when I used it. It was pretty cool, but I haven't used it since. So I'm actually going to be decluttering this. The packaging is also really cool, like the holographic aspect to it, but again, I don't use it, so that is going to be another declutter. Something I am going to be keeping is this Star Wars Mandalorian The Child palette. This is fairly new to my collection as well, and it's just so stinking cute. I absolutely love the colors in this, so I will definitely be keeping this. I have this Lilac You A Lot palette. This one I think was the first 9-pan one from them, or one of the first ones that I purchased. And again, like I said, I love purples and pinks, so I will definitely be keeping this. I still use it all the time. One of my favorites from them. Next, we have this Venice Fling by Bailey Saran. I don't know how you say her name, in Estate. This was another subscription box item. It's really pretty, I'll give it that, but I, apart from when I first got it, have not used it just because I have a lot of stuff similar to this and I like my other formulas better. So for that reason, this is also going to be going in my declutter pile. Next, I have this from Touch and Soul. This is the Fill Up Orange palette. My friend Sam gave me this. I actually haven't used it yet. As you can see, I still have this here. She got it for me for my birthday, and I really want to try it out. I want to get into these oranges. So since I haven't used it yet, I'm actually going to be keeping this one. I need to try it out. It's really pretty packaging. Makes me really want an orange Fanta. Next, I have from Illuminati Cosmetics in collaboration with Isabella Bedoya. They actually sent me this. This is my very first PR item, and I was over the moon because it is so beautiful. Like, just look at those colors, you guys. It's so incredibly beautiful. I love this palette. So I will be keeping this. This is just such an amazing palette, and I'm so thankful that they sent this to me. So I will definitely be keeping that. Next, we have this Celestial Storm by Dominique Cosmetics. I love Dominique Cosmetics. I only have this and another palette from her, but I really want to try out more. I love her glosses. Just look how beautiful this is. This purple over here is so pretty. I don't know why I still have this in here, but it's still in there. So I will be keeping this. Again, one of my friends gave me this as well. Super pretty. I love all the shades in here. So this is going to be a keep for me. Next, again from Colourpop, is the Orange You Glad palette. Here is what we have. Again, you guys, like I said, I love Colourpop. Honestly, I don't think I will be getting rid of any Colourpop palettes that I have. So I definitely will be keeping this one. It's pretty beat up. I've had this one for a while. Next, I have two more from Illuminati Cosmetics. So I have this one, is their quad one in Enchanted. I've only used this once, so I want to definitely use it more. I do love blues. So this is a really pretty tiny one to throw in your bag on the go. And then I also have this one, and this is in Enlightened. So I actually haven't used this one yet, but it is so pretty. I love the shades on here. So since I've only used this once and I haven't used this one at all, I will definitely be keeping these so I can try them out some more. Next is one of my all-time favorite palettes. It's from Urban Decay. It's the Born to Run palette. This palette is just absolutely beautiful. This is definitely one of my travel palettes. I take this with me all the time whenever I go somewhere. Not that I've really been going anywhere lately, but it really just has a little bit of everything. So for that reason, I absolutely love it, and I definitely recommend this palette. Next, we have one that I'm actually going to be decluttering, and this is, again, Dominique Cosmetics, and it's Celestial Thunder. So this one is Celestial Thunder, and then the one that I'm keeping is Celestial Storm. So ignore my face, my head, my hair is still in a towel. So this is the Thunder, and this is the Storm. There's not really a reason to keep both of them. So for that reason, I'm just going to be keeping the bigger one and passing up on this smaller one. So next we have Colourpop Cute AF palette. I've had this for a while. Again, just going to be beating a dead horse, guys. I'm going to be keeping pretty much every single Colourpop palette. I really can't think of one that I would toss up. I believe this was like my very first purchase from them. So for that, like I can't give that up. Next we have from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, his Jawbreaker palette. I am really not a huge fan of Jeffree Star anymore. I've really just kind of unfollowed him, don't really pay attention to him or his brand anymore, but I did spend money on these palettes and I do like the palettes, so for that reason I will be keeping them. I just think it's kind of wasteful just to toss something out, especially since I spent my money on it. Same with this one. This is his cremated palette, and I just absolutely love the colors. Like, say what you want about Jeffree. Like I said, I don't really like him or support him, but he does make some bomb eyeshadow palettes, and the formulas are beautiful. So again, this is one I will be keeping. Next is this Too Faced Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. My husband got me this one last year for Christmas. I absolutely love this. First of all, it smells beautiful. Their tin packaging from Too Faced is one of my favorite formulas that they've come out with. I absolutely love this. The colors are stunning and the packaging is just super cute. So this is also one that I will be keeping. Next we have from Wander Beauty this Wanderous Seascape eyeshadow palette. I can't remember if I got this in Ipsy or BoxyCharm. It is super pretty. I love the colors in it and they perform beautifully, but I just really don't need it because I have stuff like it in my collection already. So this is going to be in my declutter pile as well. Next we have from Anastasia Beverly Hills their Sultry palette. I'm pretty sure this was like limited edition. First of all, the packaging on this is absolutely beautiful and the shades are just as beautiful. ABH is one of my favorite formulas. I've said it before, and for that reason I really can't give this up. I just think it's so beautiful. I love the colors in here. Also from ABH, I have my favorite palette that they've come out with that I've purchased. Their Norvina palette. I mean, you can just look at this and see how dirty and used up it is. And I do believe I have hit pan. Yep, I hit pan in this shade, Daydreamer. I absolutely love this palette. I always use this for any weddings that I'm in because I just love the pink and purple looks on my eyes. So this is like honestly my go-to palette, if not one of my very favorite palettes that I have in my collection. Next I have this one from Pure. It's their Festival palette. Oops, this is another BoxyCharm one that I got. I do think it is super pretty and I love the colors in here, but honestly I have stuff like this in other palettes I like better. The glitters in here aren't really that great in my opinion, so for that reason this is going to be decluttered as well. Next we have this from Tati Beauty. Tati Beauty is super amazing. This palette is beautiful. If you don't know who Tati Westbrook is, she is actually one of my favorite YouTubers. She has been MIA for several months and I really miss seeing her upload videos, but this palette is just absolutely beautiful. It has everything you need. It has like 4 different shades and there is 6 different finishes, so it's technically like the same shade but in all these different finishes. It is so pretty. You have a matte, then you have a, no, I'm sorry, 6 shades, 4 finishes. I can't remember what I said, but there's matte, the matte with glitter, the metallic, and the glitter. This is just such an incredible palette. If you're a makeup artist or wanting to get into doing other people's makeup, this is just a perfect palette for that. So I will definitely be keeping this one. Next is from Bad Habit. This is their Aphrodite palette. I honestly don't know if they're a thing anymore, but this is what the palette looks like. It's a dupe of the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk, I think. I'm not exactly sure which one it's a dupe of. It's super pretty. I don't use it. I haven't used it in forever, so for that reason I will also be decluttering this one. Next we have from Morphe is their Jaclyn Hill palette. This is the original, the OG, the very first one she ever came out with that I know of. And it came with like the insert of all the names on it. I've lost that. I don't know where it is. This is Soup Dupe's old. I use it fairly often still, so I will be keeping this one. I really like it. This is actually the only Morphe palette that I have. I'm just not super into Morphe these days, but I will be keeping this just because I really do love Jaclyn Hill so much. Next is from Juvia's Place. This is their the Magic palette. This is so incredibly beautiful. First of all, the packaging on this is to die for, and the colors in here are just so pretty. This is definitely something that I will be keeping, and just looking at it really makes me just want to play with it some more. So again, I will be keeping this one. Next is from Too Faced. It's another one of their 10 packages. It's the pumpkin spice one. This is my newest one from them, I believe, and it is so pretty. So here is the pumpkin spice one, and here is the gingerbread one. I actually do have a tutorial on the pumpkin spice, and I did compare some of the shades in here, but I definitely think you are totally fine to have both of them because there's not really a lot of overlap, but I do actually think I like the pumpkin one better. So I will be keeping this one. Next we have this Eloise. It's from Eloise. It's called the Queen palette. This was a BoxyCharm thing as well, and it's super pretty. I've actually only used this once, so I want to use it again. So I'm gonna go ahead and be keeping this one, and I'll probably do another declutter video at the end of next year, and we will see what happens there, but I will be keeping that one. Another one I'm keeping is from OMFG Cosmetics. This is a little indie brand I found on Instagram, and they have a lot of really cute stuff, so I picked this up. This is eyeshadow palette, I guess number 5 you would say. It's super pretty and tiny, just really easy to take on the go, so I'll be keeping that. Another one that I am keeping is from Dose of Colors. This is their Desi X Katie Friendcation palette. This is just so incredibly beautiful. I actually dug my nail into that one on accident. I was super pissed off about that. But I love the colors on this palette, and the palette itself is beautiful. So this is something I will be keeping. Next we have, again from Colourpop, is the Wet palette in collaboration with Bretman Rock. So I don't know. I do like this, and apart from this palette from Illuminati, I don't really have a blue palette. So I think I'm gonna keep this, but I feel like at the end of next year I might be decluttering this next year, but just because I don't really have blue palettes in my collection, I will be keeping this one. All right, you guys, next I have this one from Juvia's Place as well, and it's the Nubian 2. I really love this one. This one just screams fall to me, and you have a lot of like fallish warm colors, but you do have some pops of colors with the green and the blue and the gold as well. But this is also just like a really neutral palette. It's good for all skin tones, and their palettes, their pigmentation and everything is just out of this world, and it's super affordable, so I will be keeping this one. Next is from Urban Decay, and this is the Naked 3 palette. I feel like this is one of the very first palettes I ever purchased, like high end, and I don't know if I could ever get rid of this just because of the nostalgia that it brings, but honestly, I don't know when the last time is that I used it. Again, I think I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to this, but maybe at the end of next year we will see. I just have a hard time letting go of it just because I've had it for so long. So I will be keeping this one. Next is from Violet Voss. This is her Essentials 2 palette. I can't remember if I got this in BoxyCharm. I think I did get it in BoxyCharm. I've only used it a handful of times, and it really wasn't that memorable in my opinion. So I'm honestly just going to be decluttering this one as well. And next I have, this is from Natasha Denona. I never thought in my life I would be purchasing a Natasha Denona palette. This one's over $100, but it was on sale for like $60, so I snatched that up real quick, and I am so glad I did because this is absolutely beautiful. I love the colors on it. Blue is my favorite color, so just the packaging on this just drew me in. So I absolutely love this. Her formulas are just some of the best out there. So I definitely will be keeping this one. It's so beautiful. Next we have from Hip Dot. They collabed with SpongeBob. If you know me, then you already know that this is not going anywhere. I will 100% be keeping this. I played kickball for 3 seasons, and my last 2 seasons, my jersey name was Wumbo. So this is just, SpongeBob is my thing. I absolutely love SpongeBob, so I would never be able to get rid of this. I mean, the colors alone are beautiful, and it's just, they did such a great job on this. I love it so much. So this is definitely staying in my collection. Okay, so here's a few Colourpop ones we're gonna go through really quick. I have this, you can't even tell what it is because I use it so much. It's the Going Coconuts one. This is one of my all-time favorite palettes, my go-to palette, so I definitely will be keeping this. You can already tell just how worn and everything it is that this is staying with me. Next from them is their Meant to Be one. This one, I've used a couple times, and when I use it, I love it, but I haven't used it in a while. But I really can't bring myself to get rid of any of my Colourpop ones. So like I said with a couple of the other ones, maybe by the end of next year when I do this again, this might be decluttered, but for now I will be keeping it. I think out of all of my 9-pan ones, this is probably my least favorite one. Next we have the Baby Got Peach from Colourpop. I love this one. I think the colors in here are so pretty. I think like the peachy and orangey colors really complement blue eyes, so for that reason I really love this one. Again, this is gonna be one I am keeping. Next is from Too Faced. This is the last of the 10 ones that I have from them. I just have the 3, and this is the chocolate gold one. I actually really love this one. The only thing I don't like about it is how you have, it just throws me off with the 2-pan ones that are bigger than all the other ones. I just wish they were all the same. It's just a random thing that bugs me, but I do love this one. It's such a beautiful neutral palette with fun pops of colors, so I will be keeping this one as well. Shocker, I'm keeping a lot of these, you guys. Next from Colourpop again is their It's My Pleasure one. I do believe this is the first 9-pan one I purchased from them. You can just see how used it is. I absolutely love this one. So this is not going anywhere, you guys. This is one of my favorites. So keeping that. Next is, this is my very first ever high-end palette purchase. I don't even think it's available anymore. And it's the ABH Master Palette by Mario. And this is so old, but I would like to point out I hit pan in 2 of them. I've almost hit pan in this 3rd one. I'm sure this is super old, but I will be keeping it just because it is like, you can't find it anywhere. So this is one I'm keeping. Next is from Hank and Henry. This is Living in Color. This was a BoxyCharm palette. I will not be keeping this. I didn't find anything out of the ordinary or anything that made me want to keep it. I mean, the packaging itself is bulky, and for that reason, it ticked me off. Like, I hate huge packaging like that. So again, this is one I will be decluttering. Next is from BH Cosmetics. This was another birthday present. This is their Sweet Shop Cotton Candy palette. This one is newer to my collection. I've only used it a couple times, but I absolutely love it. I think it's so pretty. It's so fun too. I love pinks and purples, guys. I've said it before and I'll say it again. So I will be keeping this one for sure. Next we have another Colourpop one, and it is their Truly Madly Deeply palette. I absolutely love this one. I used this, I believe, for like a Valentine's Day look one year, and it is so incredibly pretty. I haven't used it in forever, but looking at it now really makes me want to go play with it. But this I will be keeping. Next we have from Laura Lee Los Angeles. It's her Cat's Pajamas palette. I don't even know if this is available anymore. I think you can find it at some Marshalls or TJ Maxx. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is so incredibly pretty. I love this palette. And I just think her formula is really good, and I'd love to try more from her brand because I love Laura Lee. So I will be keeping this one. All right, guys, we only have 2 more left. So next is from Colourpop. It's their Hocus Pocus palette. I recently just purchased this. It was a whole hot mess with the website. It crashed, and then I had to get it at the Ulta website. But this, I went through so much trouble to get this, so I will definitely not be getting rid of this just because it was so hard for me to get. Also, the colors on here are absolutely beautiful. The packaging is gorgeous. So this is one that I will be keeping as well. And for the last one right here is from Glamlight. This is my first purchase from them, and it is their Ice Cream Dream palette. I mean, look at this, you guys. Are you kidding me? This is absolutely beautiful. Every color in here performs amazing, and I honestly can't get enough of this. This is probably one of my favorite palettes, and the packaging, like, are you kidding? It's so pretty. So keeping that, I just went ahead and counted everything. So that is 11 palettes that I am decluttering right there. I thought that is a pretty decent amount of stuff to get rid of. I'm pretty happy with that number. So now let me go ahead and count everything I am keeping. All right, you guys, and here is a pile of everything I'm keeping. So I counted 41, which is still a lot, but for like having, what was it, 52 palettes total and getting rid of 11, leaving with 41, that's still honestly not too bad. And for my first ever declutter one, I can tell you, I do know that the end of next year I will be getting rid of more of these. So I'm actually pretty excited with how I did. So again, here is, my declutter pile and my keep pile. Again, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.